Namibia. I'm Michael Slater, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to my co-commentator. It's Mel Jones.
Well, Slats, not much time left to go now before this match. The clouds have come over and there is some rain in the area. Hopefully it will pass us by. I'd say the captain that wins the toss will want his side to have first go on it.
Ireland, the far better team on paper. How will they approach this one? Over now to the captains for the toss. Ireland win the toss and they elect to field. McCarthy, the right-arm pace bowler, is coming into the attack from the pavilion end. Good effort, 4 runs.
Can't be giving away too many runs like that.
McCarthy gets the better of the batsman. And that's 4.
Giving away runs on that last one. Need to tighten up here.
End of the over. Namibia 8 for none. The right armour is coming into the attack from the North Road end. Ready. Didn't middle it, but they'll get some runs.
They take the single.
Great delivery. Very troubling line there outside off.
That is deservedly sent to the boundary. He's just giving away runs bowling like that. Well, he played that last one very well. How will the bowler go here?
That goes for 4. Good shot. Bit expensive in that one. Namibia, 17 for none. The right armour is coming on to bowl from the pavilion end.
Keep going. This is an important wicket.
Caught behind. Big wicket that one. The batsman departing first ball for a duck. The batsman coming out to face the hat-trick ball.
Hits the rope first ball. Nice shot. The last one went to the fence, so the bowler tries something different here.
Yep.
That's some good bowling. End of the over. Namibia, 21 for 2.
Takes a risk, but maximum reward. He just can't afford to bowl any more like that last one.
Another dot ball. Run saved with that effort.
He'll get 2 for that. Good shot.
Namibia take their score to 29-2.
Waiting.
Good effort, 4 runs.
This batsman's looking really good and aiming to hit big here. The bowler needs to find a more troubling line. That one came right off the meat of the bat. Beautiful shot. The bowler was punished on that last ball.
That's what the crowd have come to...
gets a hold of that one. It's gone a long way. Is it going to clear the fence? Yes, it is. That's six number 249 for Paul Sterling. The first one of the day so far. The first one for Ireland. 15 for no loss after 2.2.
It's an extraordinary shot, really. The ball before, he tries to pull it over deep square leg. This ball plays with a straight bat, realises that with the low bounce, playing across the line of the ball is going to be tricky. So opens himself up and plays a lofted on drive off the back of a length ball, straight up over a wide long on. It's a beautiful shot, holds the post as well in typical Paul Sterling style. That's a very dismissive shot there from Paul Sterling. The straightness of the bat is the reason that went for six.
JJ Smith under pressure now, and he comes. Bowls another length ball. This time the ball's been played aerially and slightly less timing to the mid-wicket area for a single.
More agriculture, I think. That's it was a beautiful shot, just held his pose and on drive, straight over the top of mid-on. Here Paul Sterling just playing across the line of that a little bit, under-edging it and just scuffing it out to deep square leg for one run.
Did you ever offer him that kind of wisdom when you were in the changing rooms after the game? That was
I'm not a well-qualified enough batsman within the dressing room to be able to offer my opinion to the batsman, but whilst I'm sat here commentating with a set of headphones on, I can be an expert on absolutely anything.
Excellent, we'll test that out. You've given us freedom there. In comes JJ Smith. This one keeps low again. O'Brien just works it to a short third for no run. Bit of variable bounce there.
It doesn't, to be honest, if I was Namibia here, I'd be happy with the way that it's going so far, but there are concerning signs for you chasing any type of total here. I think it's going to be very tricky. So now Ireland, the message that will be going back to the dressing room should be, when they ask for a drink or gloves in the next couple of overs, will be that we don't actually need as many as we thought we did, get less scrap.
JJ Smith in again. This is short and pulled by O'Brien into the leg side. It beats the diving fielder in the circle. There is some protection in the deep. It's David Beeso's quite gingerly to his right hand side. That has run back for two. O'Brien on to four. Ireland 18 for no loss. Already moving a little bit stiff there. David Beeso in the deep.
Yeah, I mean, it is a hot, sticky day out there. I think the outfield can sometimes be quite pluggy, so throwing yourself around on it can mean you might jar a knee or something. So, yeah, taking the safe option there and jogging, well, not jogging, but moving around to the ball. As you see a field change now, deep square leg and deep with wicket go out to Kevin O'Brien. Taking him for a room.
JJ Smith in again. Outside the off stump, played uppishly and on the bounce. In front of the fielder at point, who went for the catch. O'Brien was nearly in trouble there. Batters are coming back for two, and they do make it in the end. Playing with fire, obviously spotting that field change, looking to go through those covers. O'Brien, well, not been super convincing, but he survives. And Ireland are 20 for 3 after 20 for no loss after 3 overs.
Yes, and there again off the toe of the bat, Kevin O'Brien inspecting the toe of his bat, making room because of the field change. Just toes it out to that cover fielder, diving forward, a valiant attempt, not quite getting to Frylink there in the cover region. But again, already you can just see the unevenness of pace in this surface. We've not seen booming boundaries. Usually by this stage, after 3 overs, you'd expect, apart from that Paul Sterling 6 that was an outstanding shot, we've not seen a boundary yet. Well, we saw the 4-through point, that was an outstanding shot from Sterling as well. But other than those two from 3 overs, it's been tough going for the Irish batsmen, and just getting up to a competitive total, which may be 130, 140. Anything beyond that will be an absolute bonus, but very much defendable.
Yes, indeed. Well, another change in the bowling now, so we're going to have a fourth bowler in 4 overs from Namibia. Bernard Schultz is about to come in and bowl. He'll be the first of the slower bowlers to bowl. Slow left arm. He's going to come in. Bit of a risk, always a bit of a risk bowling a spinner in the power play, particularly against batters like Sterling and O'Brien, who like to go after the slower bowling, but he's keeping a little bit low, I suppose. So, slight gamble here from the Namibian captain Gerard Erasmus, looking to make something happen, get a wicket early before these two get the measure of the pitch. Slight moment, just a slight chance there. Diving effort from Namibia in the previous over. Right, here comes Schultz now, between the umpire and the stumps. He bowls a big lofted drive. Is going to land just inside the fence and bounce over the advertising sponge for Paul Sterling. continuing his onslaught, 24 for no loss.
Yeah, you get the impression that here with Seamers bowling into the wicket, it's very hard to time the ball, so Paul Stirling eyeing an opportunity now with the left-arm spinner coming on with a brand new ball, maybe not gripping as much as it might do through the middle overs as the ball gets more worn, trying to take advantage of that fact and get runs on the board early against the spin.
In comes Schultz again, and another locked-it drive over the covers, one bounce into the fence again, almost in identical fashion. If anything, he timed it even better that time. Paul Stirling looking ominous for Namibia here. He's on 21 off 11 deliveries. Ireland 28 for no loss.
He's a beautiful player to watch. He's just stepping outside leg stump, giving himself a slight tiny bit of room, giving it absolutely everything, holding the pose over extra cover. One bounce and 4 here at Sharjah, almost carrying for 6, not quite. Bowler under pressure now, 2 boundaries. It's been an outstanding start for Namibia, but now Paul Stirling changing the tide.
In comes Schultz again. And this time Stirling plays with soft hands to the backward point fielder. They run through for a quick single. There is a direct hit at the wicketkeeper's end, was batted comfortably home. Schultz will be grateful to get Stirling off strike for a minute. He's gone for back-to-back boundaries and then the single. And he just looked very, very comfortable. He's gone for a fuller length there, Stephen. Maybe the way to go, fuller and flatter?
I'm not sure, actually. I actually think that bowling into the wicket, both seam and spin, trying to get hit across the line of the ball is the way to go. I think if you go full, it gives the batsman the opportunity to just put his hands through the ball, especially with a new ball on a slightly tired looking or playing surface.
It's long off and a deep backward square leg in place as Schultz comes into O'Brien, who plays to the square leg fielder just on the edge of the circle, takes a single.
Typically on a wicket that's keeping low, you will want to try and get the batsman on the back foot, especially as a spinner, to scuttle the ball through and try and get a batsman playing across the line, so trying to pull or cut is a very dangerous shot to play on a wicket that's keeping low for a spinner.
Schultz in once again, and this time Stirling is defensively forward, and some loud encouragement from Zane Green, the wicketkeeper for Namibia.
Yeah, if you do get it up there to someone like Paul Stirling, his eyes will just light up and he'll hit through the line of it, and it's easy pickings for him.
On strike, one away from that 250th career 6, of course. In comes Schultz. Big sweep shot from Stirling this time. He's hit that very, very hard. No one's going to get there. There was a fielder in the deep. Jan Freiling, he didn't even attempt to get near that. Flew to the boundary for 4. An expensive over from Schultz to start with. 14 runs off it, and after 4 overs, Ireland, having opted to bat first, are running amok. 34 for no loss. Yeah,
it was a gamble. It's not paid off for Namibia, unfortunately. The seamers, the 3 overs of seam, building up some nice pressure. You hear the spinner coming on, erring in his length, in my opinion, there. Being a little bit full, even there, the sweep, allowing Paul Stirling to just step and hit that sweep out towards the deep square leg boundary, beating the fielder. 4 more runs for Ireland, and from what after 2 overs looked like could be a very tricky wicket to bat on, it's now at 34 for none off 4, looking as though that they've got ahead of the game early, which is exactly what you want when you win the toss and bat first on a surface such as this, as we see Kevin O'Brien scratching away at such a bare surface there with his spikes, creating some grip for him to be able to try and hit the ball.
Now, Ruben Trumpelman in for his second over, wide of the crease and angles across O'Brien, who works this down to fine leg for a single. Happy to just feed the strike to Paul Stirling at the moment, and who can blame him? Stirling 26 off 14 so far. Ruben Trumpelman, so back to plan A from Gerard Erasmus, the seam bowling hard into the surface.
Yes, yeah, and it should be back of a length here, really. You'd think you've got half an eye as a seamer about just trying to get out of this power play now and get the fielders out on the boundary.
In comes Trumpelman again, once again, wide of the crease. Big swing from Paul Stirling, looking to play that to the square leg area. Misses the ball, goes through to the keeper on the bounce. No run.
Yeah, and there even, you can just see the erring in bounce off the pitch as he bowls that. Paul Stirling stepping across, trying to force and manufacture something into the leg side, but the difference in bounce meaning that he just can't pick up the pace of the wicket off the seamers.
Ruben Trumpelman once again runs in from wide of the crease, full and driven by Stirling, and just about beats the fielders on the edge of the circle and the covers. There's a sliding stop from Williams in the deep, and Stirling should get back for 2.
Looked like a cutter, that, to me, live. We get a slow-mo now of his hand. Yeah, an off-cutter here. it does Sterling for pace, and there, as I mentioned before, it's important that you don't just bowl one pace as a seamer in the power play, allowing the batsman to get used to just hitting through the line of one pace of delivery. So they're clever bowling from Trumpelman. It foxes Sterling, but not quite a wicket.
In comes Trumpelman again. This is short and hammered by Sterling over the covers this time. That's going to run away to the boundary. Oh, he is such an exciting batter to watch. He will go after you and be brutal. 41 for no loss after 4.4 overs. Ireland very much in control here in Sharjah.
Yeah, imperious shot there. Width from Trumpelman, allowing Sterling to free his arms around the wicket. The thought process is correct. Get the ball going into his hip and cramp him for room. But here Sterling just opens up his left leg slightly, and the width from Trumpelman means he can free his arms and lash that over extra cover.
In comes Trumpelman again. This time Sterling plays into the onside for a single.
That's the line. That's the line they want to be bowling and should be bowling. With the field that they've set as well, any width to Sterling's so dangerous. They're angled in towards leg stump means that he can just turn it in. His only option is to turn it into the leg side for one run. That's the order of the day for Namibia, to get out of this power play and try and limit the damage, but to me it feels as though the damage by Ireland has already been done.
It started very, very strong here. Remember, the winner goes through to the Super 12s. Trumpelman in it once again from wide of the crease. This time O'Brien flicks the ball nicely out to the deep backward square leg fielder for a single. The score is 43 for no loss. Revived the dream start from Ireland here as they look for qualification, not just to the Super 12s, but also in the main World T20 tournament next year in Australia as well. Perfect start this. A few thoughts from yourself, Stephen Finn, and then you're going to be joined by the magnificent Kevin House.
Yeah, but very good start here from Ireland. We thought after the first 2 overs that it may be hard work for the Irish batsmen, and scrapping up to a score of 130 or 140 would have been the order of the day to give them something competitive to be able to bowl at Namibia at. In the second innings, as the wicket does get more tired and slower and lower, the Irish bowlers will be gathering information the entire time about what they're seeing in this surface and what has worked so far. And to close out the power play, Jan Freiling comes in for Namibia.
Left arm, fast bowler. Good start made by Ireland so far. O'Brien is on strike now with Sterling. O'Brien on 9, and that's lofted over the top of extra cover, and that's going to be 4 runs to Kevin O'Brien. It's interesting also to bear in mind that Kevin O'Brien is a very explosive batter as well, and he can clear the rope if he sets his mind to it, and yet he very much takes sort of backstage, if you like, to Paul Sterling. Such is the potential power of this opening partnership for Ireland, which, with Kevin O'Brien now having retired from 50 overs cricket, it could be something he's wanting to be part of for a few years from now. But he's on 13, and he pushed that one into the offside for no run. If he were to get to 52 today, it would also bring up 2,000 runs in this format as well. International cricketer Kevin O'Brien, he made his international debut back in 2006. He's been around for a few years. He wants to be around for a few more years, but as I say, he's retired from 50 overs. International cricket, concentrating on this, no doubt being an important part of Irish cricket going forward. All the work that's been done back in Ireland with their domestic game, not only trying to get themselves right for the white ball cricket, but also red ball cricket as well now as a full test status country. Sterling's on 33, Ireland 48 for no wicket into the 6th over, and there'll be a well-run 1, maybe 2. We'll just check. No, did they go through for 2 on that in the end? We'll wait and see for confirmation on that. I think it's just the 1. But Ireland very much favourites going into this. Namibia, on their debut in the competition, could easily, with their head held really high, leave this tournament saying, well, we want 1 game, having got to this stage, and we're going to press on. But if they get another win, get through to the Super 12s, phenomenal from them. But O'Brien on 14 again goes aerial, up over the top, this time of long off, and he's wanting a bit of the action as well now. Stephen Finn, he moves to 18 off 15, and we now see the 50 brought up for Ireland. 53 for no wicket, 2 balls left of the power play. Yeah, for me, Namibia here not really learning from what they've seen there. It's full again. Kevin O'Brien able to just step and hit over the bowler's head. I think when a wicket is low in bounce and maybe slightly too paced, you want to try and be a little bit shorter and a little bit straighter, try and get the batsman playing across the line of the ball. But Kevin O'Brien offering the full face of the bat. Lovely shot. He Indeed so, and they will pick up a single, so they're quite happy to push for those singles and get the legs pumping as well for both Sterling and O'Brien. It may not be their natural part of their game, but they're certainly picking up every run they possibly can. Just one ball left of the opening power play of 6 and 54. And no wicket. It's been quite an expensive over for Freilich here for Namibia. Actually, the score predictor is up around the 170 mark at the moment, which is very interesting. One ball left of this power play, and again they'll pick up a single. So 6 overs, power play completed, 55 for no wicket. Sterling on 35, O'Brien on 19, and I think you've got to say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, one waves goodbye. Goodbye, Stephen, and hello, Alex Hartley. You've got to say, and bearing in mind that I think there was some concern about the move to Sharjah and just how many runs could be scored. I think the average score first innings in a T20 game is now 137. But that is as good a start as I've seen in the competition so far. Oman or even in the UAE. Sterling on 35, O'Brien on 90.
Yeah, really good start. The run rate just over 9s for the power play. Well, after 6 overs. So Ireland really taking advantage of that. But what was really good to see is they took the first couple of overs to really play themselves in and get used to the wicket, and then really able to capitalise on only having 2 fielders outside the ring. So things might just slow down ever so slightly for them. Now we can have 5 fielders out the ring, but we shall see.
Yeah, and that would be okay, really. With the start of the main, Smith bowls his second over. He'll concede a run from the start of his second, the start of the 7th. Conceded to Sterling, who moves to 36 from 21 deliveries. Sterling played a knock the other day in the first game. Was a little bit out of character, actually. He was quite cautious and watching. We were a bit puzzled by it. To be perfectly frank, he was effective for Ireland. Here he's mixing it up a bit more.
Yeah, they weren't chasing a massive total either. He just sort of played himself in and played an anchor role, which he doesn't often do. So it's nice to see him go out there and hit over the top and play the boundary.
O'Brien, he's now on strike, awaits the ball. It's the left arm of Smith, and again they'll go through for 1. O'Brien really does have to take the long way round there, because he started off to the left of the bowler who was coming down. Then he was quite wide at the left. Then he went very wide at the right as well, as if he was trying to make the most of I don't know, running around. I can't believe that's the case. I'm told that the heat officially is around about sort of the early to mid 30s mark, but with humidity and everything, it's reckoned to be just over 40. Sterling on 36, and he will push the ball away on the onside and get another single here. Take Ireland up to 58 for no wicket midway through the 7th.
Yeah, it's warm out there, isn't it? We can see a few players with towels, players with wet t-shirts already. They've only been out there 20 minutes or so, so as the day goes on as well, it's only going to get hotter.
Really enjoyed watching Scotland over the line yesterday. That was great. There's been a brilliant response, of course, as you might imagine, to their reaching the Super 12. O'Brien here again will push the ball square on the offside. A slight misfield, which they thought about perhaps opening up the opportunity for a second, but I think better of it. Of course, just another single at 58. But this is a chance here for Ireland now to join Scotland, not only in the Super 12, but in the same group.
Yes,
well,
yes.
Which will be alongside India, Pakistan, New Zealand and Afghanistan.
No easy group.
No, well, there isn't an easy group, although I think, looking at that, the scenarios here, some people are a bit worried for England. This one worked away on the onside of the delivery, which is around about the leg stump for Sterling. He moves to 38, and Ireland up to 60 for no wicket in the 7th over, because of the fact you've got, it looks likely, almost certain now, you've got Bangladesh and Sri Lanka going in England's group alongside South Africa, Australia, the West Indies. And with all due respect, as they say, to the likes of possibly Ireland or Namibia here, Scotland already through. O'Brien here finds big enough space, not a gap to go to the boundary. But this is good work again from Ireland, so the power play is over and they're picking off the singles here. Good running from this pair, and it's 7 overs gone, 61 for no wicket. Sterling on 38, O'Brien on 22. But in all fairness, you take a look at that, and our colleague of yesterday, John Blaine, is getting very giddy and excited. exciting about the fact that, you know, if you've got a group with Scotland and Ireland in it, there's the opportunity of beating Ireland. You know, Scotland would fancy the chances there. Afghanistan, we know they've made great progress in recent years, but maybe you'd fancy the chances there as well. So, I don't know, I think he's booking himself in for the full lot.
Is he?
He's not satisfied with the Super 12s, is John. We're going all the way.
He's coming to the semi-finals, is he?
All the way, yeah.
Well, we may or may not see him as the tournament goes on. See how Scotland get on.
But lovely, one thing yesterday. Really enjoyed that, and you could see what it meant. And I was delighted for Josh Davey as well. He got player of the match, and a lot of plaudits, which is great for him on the international stage for Josh, because he didn't have a great September with Somerset, but he's having a brilliant October with Scotland.
Well, an international cricket, you know, it's a different stage, a different world stage. He's done it in a world competition, T20 World Cup, so good on him. Got his team, helped his team into the Super 12s.
Just continuing a little bit of county cricket reference. We don't know that he's going to be picked yet. We hope he is. Ryan ten Doeschate for the Netherlands this afternoon. His last game of professional cricket. And he'll be taking on Sri Lanka, of course, so we keep an eye on that one. O'Brien on 22, creates a bit of space, and again, they are making it look a little bit easy here at the moment, aren't they? Another single for O'Brien. He moves to 23, as I say, he's got that milestone of 2,000 runs T20 international cricket in his sights as well here. It's an individual achievement for you to get, but it's good at the moment.
It does look good. It's all just become a little bit easy now. We're out the power play. 5 fielders outside of the ring, so Ireland able just to keep rotating that strike.
It's the spinner Schultz who comes around the wicket here for Namibia. That's gone a long way in the air. Has it got the... Oh, it's not going to go all the way. It's Sterling gone. The catch actually taken inside the boundary by a few yards, actually, in the end, out there at long on, and it's a breakthrough for Schultz, the spinner. It's the end of Sterling. He's gone for 38, and that breakthrough coming in the 8th over with the score at 62 for 1.
Sterling looking to go up and over long on, but not managing to get hold of the ball, using his feet to get to the pitch of the ball, not quite getting hold of the ball as he would have wanted, just plinking it up in the air, and a decent catch coming off the toe of the bat as well from Sterling.
Yeah, a good job done though. The problem is there is a tendency on enjoying this so much that you get a little bit annoyed with them, because you're thinking to yourself, oh Sterling, come on, we wanted to see much more of that because it's good to see, really enjoying it. But in terms of the actual platform that's been set, you know, 1 wicket down, they're not, you know, they've gone through the power play without losing a wicket. That first wicket coming in that 8th over, Sterling and O'Brien have got Ireland off to a good start, and as we say, 137, 140 mark. You know, that's average here at Sharjah. So it's for Andy Balbirnie now. One former Middlesex man replaced by another former Middlesex man comes out to the middle.
Yeah, you can't blame Sterling for getting out in the way that he has. Yes, he's gone for the big shot down the ground. He's just not quite got hold of the ball, as I say, coming off the toe of his bat, but you know, he's there to accelerate and try and get that run rate as high as possible, and he's done that throughout the power play, but ended up just plinking one in the air straight to long on.
Jan Nicole Lofty-Eaton taking the catch.
Great name.
Brilliant names, actually. Ruben Trumpleman's one of my favourites.
It makes me laugh, that one.
Well, in a nice way, though.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. In a warm,
brings out
cozy...
the child in me. Trumpleman.
Really? We don't see that often enough, Alex. Not often enough. 1:15 Schultz at the moment. He's in his 2nd over. We're in the 8th. Balbirnie coming out to join Kevin O'Brien, who's on 23. And the batters have been crossed. It means that O'Brien is on strike. When eventually we get the next ball, I have to say, it does take forever once the wicket's full. But we're back in action again. O'Brien facing and worked away onto the onside, and there will be 1 run. Now, my powers of observation, I know it's my job to look at these things, but I think he's now taken a helmet off and put the cap on it. There was the helmet before, wasn't it?
It was the helmet before,
so the cap is on. Kevin O'Brien's usually one of the first to do that. He clearly does not like having that helmet on, only when really required. So he's looking every part of the old-fashioned traditional cricket here. Complete with full cricketing helmet is Balbirnie, who gets off the mark with a single, and be pleased with that. Just feel a little more pressure released, although he never strikes you, does Andy Balbirnie, as somebody that feels pressure. Wonderfully composed. His interviews, some really good interviews for Balbirnie. As for his batting, we're hoping he's going to perform here. O'Brien again with another run. It's just ticking it over. O'Brien's at 25. Ireland up to 65 for 1. The 8th over. Graham Ford, who is the Ireland coach, and has been since 2017, not best pleased that this group had to move to Sharjah, because of course the other group, they just stayed in Oman for the time. They've been in Abu Dhabi of teams in this group, but they've moved on to Sharjah. This isn't the same for all teams, of course, within the group, but he wasn't best pleased. Maybe a little bit of disruption. Chance there, well, it was actually chance missed to get a bit of extra practice in, that sort of thing. 8 overs gone, Ireland 66 for 1, Balbirnie on 2, O'Brien on 25. But nowhere's too far from anywhere in the UAE, is it?
Nowhere's too far, and I actually think accidental days off in competitions like this do the players some good. Get away from cricket. Yes, they might spend a couple of hours travelling, but it means they can have the afternoon away from cricket or the morning away from cricket, just to refresh their minds, go out for coffee, spend some time together as a group of friends, and it's a long competition, especially if you get through to the Super 12s. So, you know, yes, it might not be ideal in the fact that, you know, the coach thinks that they've missed a training day, but I'm sure the players will have been actually secretly thankful.
If not letting on, if not saying, coach, actually we think it's great. We think he talked a lot of rubbish in that press conference. Freiling bowls, he continues to bowl. That's pushed back by Balbirnie to him. He gets down on the deck to retrieve that for Namibia. 30 years of age is the skipper Balbirnie. Spent just a few weeks T20 cricket with Glamorgan earlier in the year, but to say that the Ireland players really want to commit as much as they can fully and properly to cricket back in Ireland, to make those competitions as strong as they can be. And Freiling was about to bowl and Balbirnie was not ready, so he has sent him back for that first dot ball of the over. England in action tomorrow. That's when the Super 12s get underway. The West Indies, Carlos Brathwaite in action. You around tomorrow?
No, I'm not, but I'll be watching.
Oh, listening, you mean? This time it's Balbirnie getting a run, doing a bit of both. We'll get a single there, move to 3 and 67 for 1.
Well, my secret, Kevin,
don't give away your secrets.
Is that I watch it on the telly but mute the TV and
yeah.
link up the radio to the TV.
There are a few that do that.
Yeah. So that is what I shall be doing all day tomorrow.
O'Brien's on 25. We're in the 9th over. Andy Balbirnie actually talking about Kevin O'Brien, saying, you know, on all the big days for Ireland, Kevin O'Brien has been part of it. And could he be part of another important day here for Ireland? When those push into the offside, there'll be no run. It is mind-boggling really to think about 2006. He made his international debut. He's now 37 years of age as Kevin O'Brien. His brother Niall, lovely character. We come across him quite often, of course, throughout well, not just the summer, during the winter. And he's part of the commentary team, I think, out there for the ICC on this one. Looks after players as well as a representative. He's a busy man, is Niall O'Brien. But this is his brother Kevin, who is currently facing on 25, and that's clipped away square on the leg side. There's a man out there, takes the catch, and it's Kevin O'Brien who's gone this time. And Freiling takes the wicket. Ireland at 67 for 2. 2 balls left of the 9th over. So O'Brien out on his way back to the pavilion. And he's gone having faced just 24 deliveries. Really hoping there's going to be the big day for him to get to the 2,000 runs. Not to be. Not to be.
I think he's actually got hold of that better than he was expecting. The ball just angling down the leg side. He's trying to clip it into the leg side, and he's just got hold of it and ended up chipping it straight to deep square leg, and a simple catch taken out in the deep. So I actually don't think he's meant to hit that as well as he did. So he's got to go. Unfortunately for him, we were just saying he might get to that 2,000 run mark, but it wasn't meant to be today.
No, there's an opening partnership of Sterling and O'Brien. They did a good job, but both of them, of course, would have loved to have gone on and done a little bit more. I think particularly Kevin O'Brien. He says he's still enjoying the game. He's no intentions of packing in the game completely at the moment. Wants to keep on going. And hopes still at this stage, of course, we having further games to enjoy in this competition.
Yes.
But now Gareth Delaney, he's a younger man, he comes out to the middle. We know how destructive he can be. A terrific battery is Delaney. He's one of the new generation. You mentioned, you know, all the big days that Ireland have had. They need now for a new crop of players to enjoy the big days. O'Brien still part of the present, but he was very much part of the past as well. Balbirnie wants to lead players like Delaney forward with Ireland, and it's the skipper at the moment who's facing and pushes that one into the offside, and there will be no run. Just noticed Gary Wilson, for example, he was part of the all-conquering Irish team. He's there on the bench, on the coaching staff, on the background staff for Ireland. And I don't know if they're Namibia supporters or Irish supporters, but anyway, they're making it sound like a Saturday afternoon at a football ground. Push square on the offside, 1 run. So end of 9 overs with Balbirnie keeping strike, having moved on to 4 from 6. They're 68 for 2 after 9 overs.
I'm going to put my mortgage on the fact that they're Irish fans. The people singing.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I
Fun in the sun.
mortgage at the moment.
Well, you know.
Okay, oh, that's changed. That's good. That's good. So you could put your mortgage on them.
Adult life now.
Oh no.
It's official, yeah.
Oh gosh, no. Well, still to come, we got Camphor, Tector, Rock, Simi Singh, Adair, Young, and Little. There was some talk about perhaps Ireland making changes today, but it's not happened. They've stuck with the same 11. It came unstuck, lost to Sri Lanka. But this is the change that Namibia made. France has been brought back in. He played in the first, missed the second, which of course was the victory. But he wants to be part of a winning Namibia team as we spin. And he's going to be bowling to Andy bowls and worked away onto the onside by the Irish skipper for 1. He moves to 5, and it's 69 for 2 in the 10th over. This wonderful approach and ballet.
You beat me to it. I was about to say, I love a spinner that's got an interesting action.
And I still can't remember who it is in county cricket I've seen this year who does exactly the same thing. It is a thing of beauty. It doesn't always necessarily turn out to be that effective to bowling, but the approach is worth watching in itself. France again into Delaney, facing his first delivery as Gareth Delaney. Won't get a run for that, just punches it away onto the onside. So the danger here now, obviously, for Ireland is having made a good start, that the middle order go and mess it up somehow. They've got to keep it going now.
Yeah, they have. They've just not got to let the pressure of having 2 new batters at the crease get to them.
France bowling on the leg stump, helped on its way, up and quick. The keeper, very quick, getting to it, takes the glove off, whips the ball on from side on, just 1 stump to aim at, missed, and therefore they do go through for 1. They did take a run there, I'm sure they did, just to get confirmation that I think it was bat onto pad, and the throw in the end wasn't too far away.